The luck finally turned in the Can-Am Grand National Cross Country Series. At our last race in North Carolina, Chris Borich launched a patented last lap charge to get the lead until mechanical problems slowed him and opened the door for Adam McGill to take the win. Can Borich bounce back? Fans starting to roll in here for round 4 of the Can-Am Grand National Cross Country Series. Hello everyone and welcome to Racer TV. Jason Wygant going to provide you with some coverage of the Pirelli Big Buck GNCC in Union, South Carolina. And a lot of intrigue here in the pits because the championship doors have been blown wide open. See Taylor Kaiser there, the number 2 plate of the Yamaha. He, along with Adam McGill and Chris Bithell on the Can-Am, taking advantage of some bad luck for your defending series champion, Chris Borich, at our last race in North Carolina. There's Borich, got his number 1 Suzuki all prepped up, hoping to get back on another win streak. And to get into victory lane today, he'll have to overcome a very tough course. We'll give you the track facts. GNCC course designers have laid out 11 miles through the thick woods and the ups and down hills of Union, South Carolina. These are 2-hour races. We estimate the top riders will do 5 laps this afternoon. Right now, amateur riders of all sorts are out there in our morning race. Nearly 1,000 riders on hand altogether. In our afternoon race, we're focusing on the pros, though. You got Adam McGill and Chris Bithell looking to make breakthroughs for the Warner Racing Foremost Insurance Can-Am squad. Those riders have gotten podiums and wins, but they haven't had a win streak like Chris Borich has. Let's send it to Krista Shaw with McGill to see if he can win 2 in a row.
Adam McGill, you've been in contention to win these races so many times in the past couple years. You finally made it happen at Steel Creek. It's got to feel really good to get that monkey off your back and get your first win for Can-Am.
Oh yeah, it was a big confidence thing. I know the team was pumped. I was pumped. We had a good showing. I know Borich ran into some issues the last lap, but that's racing. That happens, and it can happen to anybody. It's happened to us in the past, but I'm glad to be back up on the center part of that box again. It feels good, and I know everybody's talking about trying to get a win streak going. I had one going when I started winning the first time, and hopefully we can get another one going today.
Yes, that is true. When McGill broke through for his first win a couple of years ago, he then started dominating the series, but ran into bad luck at midseason, was unable to land the championship. He'll be in contention, as will others today. You got Jared McClure, who ran up front early at our last event on the National Guard Honda. Time to clear the starting line area. We are ready to go racing. The engines are off. We'll wave the green flag. We'll fire them up. So let's go to the starting line for the legendary GNCC 10 seconds call.
Creighton Coleman, the senator from here in South Carolina, starting these guys as well.
And into the first turn we go, and it is indeed going to be McClure grabbing your whole shot. Man, he has got the starts dialed in. Going to pick up some money from motorsport.com for that whole shot. He has got McGill, though, right behind him, and McGill takes advantage of a mistake. McClure got on 2 wheels. McGill instantly into the lead. It's a 2-hour race, but you can see the confidence in the number 3 machine and its rider taking off right from the get-go. McGill not going to play conservative today. He's got Don Ackerman on the Jet Suspension Honda right behind him, the number 5, and they have already built up a gap. We're only a few miles into this thing. That should be Kaiser coming through next. Then Brian Wolf. Here's Borich of the number 1 Suzuki. Everyone just scrambling with this torrid pace that has been thrown down early. So the number 10 of Johnny Gallagher come through. Also Mark Notman on the 21. But right now, Adam McGill riding a wave of confidence after winning the last race with Don Ackerman behind him. 2-man breakaway. Look how fast everyone's going to try to close that gap right now. Kaiser, Wolf, Brian Cook, Bithell, Borich, and the rest of the field beginning to funnel down. It's early in this race, and these riders are learning the track for the first time. No practice or pre-running at a GNCC. You can walk or bicycle the course or watch the morning amateur race to learn it, but you cannot ride it until you race it. It's old school. You got to have the survival instinct in the woods to figure out the fast lines. Now you see through this section, there's really only one way to go, but there will be plenty of passing spots other portions of the track, different lines that materialize and change throughout the day. Woo! Infamous Big Buck Creek jump. No problem for McGill. Look at the speed and the momentum he is carrying. I mean, Ackerman, he is flying, but still losing a little bit of ground. Everyone else here over that Pirelli Big Buck Creek jump. Look at the relaxed riding style of Chris Borich there. He is not worried about the breakaway. You know he will be there at the end. Stay with us.
Riders expect certain things from a Can-Am ATV. Groundbreaking technology, responsive handling, and the most power in every class. So why would they expect anything less from a Can-Am side-by-side? Introducing the Can-Am Commander, the most powerful rec utility side-by-side in the industry, with precision handling and the first dual-level cargo box. The facts say it's the most advanced side-by-side ever built, but the ride says it all.
Racer TV is brought to you by Can-Am, by Amsoil, DWT, and by Suzuki. Torrid pace being set here at the Pirelli Big Buck Grand National Cross Country event by this man, Adam McGill, but even he has to be cautious down here in the valleys. We mentioned this track is going to open up multiple lines for passing, and this is one of those areas. Chris Borich just picked off 2 riders in one section by gunning it right through the middle, but they might be able to get him back by the end of this creek crossing. No, I think Borich has cleanly moved to the number 2 spot, but McGill putting a lot of distance on him early. Looks like Taylor Kaiser has gotten Borich back after that exchange down there in the creek. Will they be able to run in formation and run down McGill? McGill out of West Union, West Virginia. He sure hopes not. The 23-year-old has really been working on his consistency the last few years. Winning races and having speed was not an issue, but man, he was tearing up equipment, hitting stuff hard, trees, rocks, mud holes, you name it. Last couple of seasons, though, McGill has really buckled down. He's been a consistent podium guy. Today, the only pressure being applied is by Barry Hawk, who's running our Amsoil helmet cam on the bike behind him. Barry will get out of the way, though, if Borich, Kaiser, Bithel, Ackerman, or anyone else is able to close the gap. He'll move over and not interfere with the racing. There's Brian Wolf. He's staying close. That is a rookie in the pro class. Here's Hawk with their helmet cam. Get an idea of the kind of pace that McGill is running. And look at the multiple lines of this section. It is like a maze to try to figure out the fastest way to go, especially here on lap 2. Late in this thing, they will have the lines figured out. They'll know exactly where they want to go to make passes. They'll know which straighter way through each section is. Look at McGill taking a look over his shoulder. I think he has maybe surprised himself. Now Borich all alone in second. Kaiser coming through next. Bithel and Wolf. And Wolf is definitely learning his lessons. Every race he seems to keep these top guns in sight a little bit longer. Learns the pace, learns the lines, and before long, you got to figure he can win races. He's actually won a couple of these from the second row, running in the Pro-Am division. Now that he's a full pro, we hop back on board with Hawk over the creek jump. He's learning like we are right now. This is what it takes to run up front, week after week in GNCC racing. All right, time for highlights from our morning race. 10 a.m., here is Cliff Beasley out front in the Utility Unlimited class. At our 10 a.m. start, you'll see the utility machines as well as super seniors, novices, the women's class. It's open 4x4 division coming through here right now. I've seen great battles all year between Michael Swift, Rick Checo, and Brian Buchanan. Zach Sikowski just stacked. In the women's class, perhaps even more so. Lexi Coulter, Tracy Checo, the Atwell girls, Kristen and Angel. They put on a great race, but on this day, Michael Swift and Brian Buchanan in open 4x4, they may have been the most aggressive of all. You'll see Swift here on his big Can-Am 800. Watch him attack this section to buy a couple of riders. They just push the absolute limits on what a utility-type 4x4 machine can do. Women's class fun to watch as well. This would turn out to be a 3-rider duel between Kristen Atwell, Tracy Checo, pair of Yamaha riders, and Lexi Coulter on the Can-Am. Watch Coulter here with a smooth move. Gets around a lap rider, tucks in behind Atwell. All 3 would hold the lead at different points in the women's class throughout the day. But the fastest rider on the track of all, your super senior leader, Dave Simmons, 50 years old and hard to stop no matter what age you are in this morning race. He would take the overall win with hard riding like this. So the overall and class win goes to Simmons. In the women's class, Coulter on the left would take it. That would be good enough for second overall. Atwell in third overall on the right, second in the women's class. Buchanan wins open 4x4. Cliff Beasley wins U2. So we go back to our afternoon race with pros. McGill continuing to lead Borich, no change there. McGill just weaving through those trees. Borich now has him in sight. And normally this is exactly where Chris Borich likes it. He'll sit back there in second and wait until the last lap. But McGill has a little extra confidence today. Taylor Kaiser on the Yamaha third, Bithell fourth. Brian Wolf hanging tough in the number 5 position. Down into the mud we go. And McGill almost got stuck. He looks over his shoulder and realizes Borich is there, and that's the shark in the waters. Lots of respect paid for your 2-time and defending series champ. When these guys are in the lead, they look over and they wonder, where is Borich? They always have him on the mind. Oh, and here is Chris Bithell. He has lost a little bit of ground, and you can see his goggles. He'll have to make it back to the pits and get a fresh set of lenses the next time around. Battle for the lead heating up. Now Borich beginning to make a run at McGill. Kaiser maintaining the pace in third, and look at Brian Wolf right there, not only learning his lessons, but hey, if these guys tangle, he could take advantage, and they're darn close to doing that. McGill and Borich now wheel to wheel, halfway through this one, and Borich gonna run it down the inside. What? McGill takes a look over his shoulder, gives a thumbs up. You'd think he was going slow on purpose through some of these turns. Not sure what the strategy there is. Kaiser coming through in third, Wolf in fourth. Any one of these 4 riders are in contention to win this race. Stay with us.
Current GNCC champion Josh Strang has one thing on his mind: winning. To get him over the finish line first, Josh uses the Suzuki RMZ 450, a precision machine designed to leave the competition in the dust. With its potent fuel-injected 4-stroke engine and race-developed chassis, the RMZ 450 is the complete package that wins championships and collects #1 plates. The RMZ 450, it's why champions choose Suzuki. They win. Head down to your local Suzuki dealer today and see one in person.
Racer TV is brought to you by Can-Am, by AMSOIL, by DWT, and by Suzuki. Adam McGill continues to lead through the swamplands of this Pirelli Big Buck GNCC. He's got Chris Borich right behind. Taylor Kaiser, third place rider, got stuck. Brian Wolf gets the thumbs up from the fans. They're cheering him on. He is definitely able to hang with the big 3 today. So far, so good. McGill yet to relinquish the lead to Borich. I'm not sure what was going on before he went to break. He was slowing down. He was giving Borich thumbs up. And as they're messing with each other like that, Kaiser getting a little closer. Must have been a mistake here from Wolf, who has dropped back just a tad. Look at how close it is. Very impressive. Past the 1-hour mark of a 2-hour race, and you've got 2 riders glued to each other in a battle for the lead. Just as quickly as Kaiser makes up the ground, he loses a bit. Flying now through the pit area. Borich, time for some fuel and some fresh Scott goggles. Same scenario for Kaiser. There goes Wolf coming through, and I think he's going to stop for gas as well, so we should not see any changes in the running order after the pits. And I'll tell you what, the confidence that Adam McGill talked about at the beginning of the show is beginning to show. Distancing himself from Borich again. Borich going to have to try to run him down. But I believe McGill did not pit that time, so that's where this gap came from. Whoa! Taylor Kaiser goes down! Came into that corner way too hot, almost saved it. And this is the opportunity Wolf needed to close back in. Man, that corner is deceptive. Anyway, the strategy I was alluding to, Borich now knows if he can just get close to McGill the next lap around, he could take the lead potentially in the pits. And you see the Borich crew on the right side. There they are in the yellow shirts. They've got the radios. They are on top of the situation. Borich knows you stay this close, a couple of quad lengths, and that'll be enough when McGill stops for fuel to take the lead without having to wrestle him for it in the trees. Kaiser and Wolf still right there. Into the field section, and is it going to be another slow race, or is Borich just going to go for it? Last time around, they were kind of messing with each other, I think having fun. It's a lot more serious this time. Borich missed the main line, and that's going to allow McGill to extend it back out. Now, depending on how the lap times shake out, they're either going to get the 2-lap card or the white flag. How many laps can you do in 2 hours? And it's going to be the 2-lap card. 2 laps to go. 22 miles separating Adam McGill and Chris Borich for the win today, and they have been the class of the field. Kaiser is getting close after that crash, but you got to be able to run this pace. AMSOIL helmet cam showing you how it's done. And look at the different lines. Borich around the outside. It's a drag race to the top of the hill. And some rocks, some roots. Who's going to get the traction? And McGill got it back, and I don't know if Borich. Now Borich knifes to the inside. Now to the right. Now to the left. Unbelievable racing, and you're getting a first-hand view. And through it all, McGill able to hold the lead, but now he has to stop in the pits. We knew that would be a factor, and Borich finally able to take a clean shot at the lead. Beautiful stop, though, for the Warner team. They get that Can-Am in and out of the pits. He did not lose that much ground, but to try to run Borich down late in these races, a lap and a half to go, is easier said than done. That was some great racing through the woods there, incidentally. At one point, I thought Borich had it on the uphill, but when McGill got close, Borich backed it down, and I think he was banking on these pit stops all along. He looks over his shoulder. He does not see McGill. McGill's going to have to ramp it up as we near the white flag if he wants a shot at 2 wins in a row. And more importantly, he could take the point lead today depending on how this thing shakes out. He has closed a gap. He has definitely closed a gap on Borich. There you see McGill back there. This one is far from over. McGill making a run. But what has been the difference the last couple of years on the last lap, Borich so calm, cool, and collected. And that is really going to be the X factor today. There's the confidence that Adam McGill is carrying into this race. Is that going to be a difference? Let's find out.
Cast, beadlocked, or spun, the DWT brand has always stood for one thing: perfection. And now DWT means wheels and tires, including the new Moapa utility tires designed for work and play. Then check out DWT's awesome new Sector 3-piece wheel. Dent a rim? Just replace the outer wheel. Plus our full line of competition tires and wheels boxed to match how you race. DWT wheels and tires. Performance, protection, perfection.
Any engine, any season, at home, at the track, or on the trail. AMSOIL, the first in synthetics.
Racer TV is brought to you by Can-Am, by AMSOIL, by DWT, and by Suzuki. Last lap, it's Can-Am Grand National Cross Country Racing on Racer TV. Chris Borich dancing through the trees. He's got to up his pace because Adam McGill has been in hot pursuit for the last lap or so. And we're down to the last couple of miles, about 6 miles to go on this track. Oh, and McGill struggling to get to the top of that hill. You can tell this is the fastest, this is the most aggressive that Borich has been all day. And he always saves something for the last lap. Now, years ago when Borich was the young kid learning to win these races, when he would pour it on like this late in the race, it would usually lead to crashes and mistakes. But experience has taught him exactly where the limit is, but he never goes over it. And he's also got the endurance. Fitness, a big factor when you're riding for 2 hours. And we've gone about an hour and 45 minutes at this point. And Borich doesn't seem to get tired. Adam McGill second, and that man right there, Taylor Kaiser, trying to chase him down. He had a big crash, and that has taken the wind out of his sails. We are into the final field section, and I think Borich might have this one on lockdown. And if he does, it will loom large. Not just in the series standings, but in a battle for confidence. See Barry Hawk there with their helmet cam. He's the only one able to keep Borich in sight down the stretch. Borich has answered the call. McGill gave him a run. Borich stayed close, and then when McGill had to pit, Borich grabbed the lead, and there have been no challengers since. And the classic Borich really coming down to the finish. Well, he's done better than that. But he'll take a victory either way. Chris Borich, your winner at the Big Buck GNCC. Adam McGill led 3 of the 5 laps today, but he could not find the speed on the last lap to reel Borich back in when Borich got the lead. Still a nice run for the podium. That's 3 different manufacturers in the top 3. Let's send it down to Krista for our interviews.
All right, Taylor, another podium finish for you today. Tell us how you felt out there, and is there anything you would have done different?
Yeah, I actually felt all right. Yamaha ran really good today. Got off to a top 5 start. Just need to go back and work on my physical conditioning some. Got a little tired. It was really hot today, but all in all, I'm happy with my performance. Just, gotta make it where I can charge harder the rest of the race. So, I don't know. I'm gonna go back, put my homework in, and hopefully I can get back up here.
Here are your Suzuki results. Tough luck for Wolf on the last lap, drops him back to 9th. Let's talk to Mr. McGill. Strong, but not strong enough to take the win. He is your runner-up.
All right, Adam, unfortunately you didn't get the win here today, but you were definitely trying to give Chris Borich a run for his money out there.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, we ran up front all day long. It felt like, it was my day again. I knew he was coming. I knew he was coming fast, and we got hooked up together there on the last couple laps, and he got around me when I pitted. He pitted a lap before. When he got around me, I pushed, caught him, and it just seemed like just little mistakes. I think it's just being antsy, and, I'll catch my stride again soon. I got my win. I got some podiums. Hopefully we can get some more wins, so it'll come.
Yeah, well, congratulations on another great race.
Thank you very much.
And we mentioned this would loom large in the points. Borich able to extend it by 5 more over McGill today. And let's talk to our winner.
All right, Chris, after some bike problems on the last lap at the last race, I'm sure you were looking for some redemption here today.
Yeah, we were. I mean, it was just a kind of a big bummer. I mean, fighting from the back and getting to the lead on the last lap with probably less than a mile to go and have a electrical problem go bad. The stator went bad. But we were able to limp it back in and still end up getting a 5th out of it, so not too bad of a day, but it's just kind of a bummer to lose a race like that. But was pumped up for today, get a good start and get out front, and ended up winning it, so good day all around. Congratulations. Thank you.
Check out your Can-Am race recap, and the Can-Am of Adam McGill fired up today. Grabs the early lead from Jared McClure and pulls away a bit. The only rider keeping pace early, jet suspension Honda's Don Ackerman. But down to the technical stuff, Chris Borich would make the passes, put his Suzuki up into 2nd, and it was on between he and McGill. McGill would pull away at times, Borich would close back in. Borich stayed just close enough that when McGill pitted late, Borich was able to take the lead. McGill was able to put a little pressure on down the stretch, but it wasn't enough. No one knows how to master the last lap of a cross-country race better than Chris Borich, and he did it once again to the tune of his 3rd victory in the first 4 rounds of 2011. Once again, no one can stop the number 1. We'll have to wait to the next round to see if anyone can upset him. For Krista Shaw, I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for watching Racer TV from South Carolina.